Yeah, well.
You know, I could tell something on Hotch, you know.
Go ahead.
I was out there working with Hotch, grading that road on the old road up above Hotch's place there, years and years ago, I think around 1935 or 36. And anyhow, Hotch was helping on Little with the grader.
Yeah.
And Orrin was telling me about this story, and he said he missed Hotch. He didn't know where he went to. So he said, Mrs. Thies come up from down there, you know, the old fish place down there on the corner. She come up and wanted Hotch to give her an adjustment on her back. Hotch, of course, said he was a chiropractor and a doctor and everything. So Orrin said he went up around the corner and Hotch had Mrs. Thies laid over a log, pounding her up and down on her back like this. And Orrin said, my God, he said, he hollered at Hotch, I don't think anybody needs beat up like that. And there was quite a treatment, I guess. And I said, you sure other treatments weren't going on? Jim, I don't know what was going on there.
That story you told about down there in Wilson Creek, the time that you guys was putting something in there and Hotch was talking to Walter Dunning and giving him some wine, and Hotch just tell that story.
Yeah,
that's a good story.
That was the time we were up there towards where your dad used to keep the goats up on the hill, on Heyman Ridge there. Well, anyhow, we were taking out a big pine tree, or big fir tree there. And Hotch was on the Dynamite crew. He said he handled that for years. Well, anyhow, we had that old Hercules gelatin dynamite, you know. So he got over there and he said, now I'm going to tell you something. We're handling this here dynamite. He was telling Walter Dunning and all the fellows there on the crew that the first thing you've got to do is eat about a spoonful of this dynamite. He said, that gets you immune to it. So he took on a big shot of that dynamite, you know, and God dang, in about 10 minutes or 15, we didn't know he was going to live or not. He was laying on the ground, kicking up and down, so Slim Whitney and I grabbed the hold of him and set him in the back of the county pickup, and I raced him down there to his house, and Mabel come out, and I told Mabel, I said, maybe you better give him some milk or something to kind of, you know, he ate a bunch of dynamite. Mabel said, what's he eating, dynamite? And then he said, just down there killed him. They had to eventually take him into Covelo to the doctor there and everything. But Hotch was something else, you know.
What was the dynamite supposed to make him immune to?
Yeah, so he could work the dynamite without getting the headaches and stuff. And you couldn't do that no matter what you did. You always got them headaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
But there was one other story that Hotchkiss was telling old Walter, and go on and on and on and on in this story, and Walter's standing there just listening to him, and everybody's listening to him, and when he got all done, Walt told him, bullshit, he said. That ticked old Hotch off, and he turned around and walked off. That was the story I thought you was going to tell.
No, another one comes to me. It was Hotch, you know. He said he went up there hunting, and he had his big pistol on him, you know. And he shot this deer, and the deer took after him around the tree, and the deer was right behind him after. He was running around the tree to get away from the deer was right around him. Pretty soon, you know, looked around and the deer wasn't there, and he looked down and he said, the deer fell about 5 feet behind him. He said, he shot him, but he said he kept running him around the tree till he died, just about 5 feet behind him.
Hotch was a bullshitter, there's no question about that.
Huh?
He was a bullshitter, Hotch was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what had always happened to him is when he was going down through the Witter Ranch to his place down there, all the things that happened to him there was one of his main stories. Nobody could say it was truth or not because nobody else was there.
Yeah.
So,
I
Well,
can tell another one, Hotch, you know, he was in the service for a short time, and never went overseas. He was there where there's a group of guys. The others told me about this, I didn't get to hear it. But a group of guys there, and he was bragging about all the things he'd done in the Army, about this and that. And there's an old Irishman lived there where I like, hey, finally he spoke up and says, Hotch, how long were you in the Army? That's kind of stopped him, Hotch. Well, I said, about 3 months. But he says, look, if you'd have stayed in the Army, you might have been general by now.
Yeah, he is something else.
yeah.
Hotch, you know, he had that.
Speak loud enough so it can hear it. Jim.
He had that.
You ought to
Place
get around
down on the river, and he was down there, and he was taking people down there fishing. And he said, gosh, he said he hooked onto a fish, and he said that his place was right next to the railroad on the other side of the river, you know.
Yeah.
So he said he hooked on that fish, was just jerking him around everywhere. And he said he had to holler to the railroad crew to come over there and give him a hand. He said he couldn't get that fish out. And said, by golly, he said it took 3 or 4 of them there to get back, across the river and come over and help him pull on the line, he said. And it took 3 or 4 of them, he said, to get that fish out. And I said, well, did you take it home or anything? He said, no, we got it out on the bank and it fell back in the water again.
We all knew Hotch, that's for sure. Thank you, son.